Hey guys, come in, come in, come in, come in. Get your food, come in. Let's go. Let's get it started. Hey, before we get started, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And shout out to me for being the Best Mommy Award. I got this award a while ago, but I just wanted to brag and show it off. Anyway, shout out to everybody. Are you guys having a good Memorial Day weekend? I thought I was going to be hanging out, chilling, having fun on the beach, minding my business, living my best life, but I guess not because the diddler is busy. If you miss, you take a nap and you wake up and so much is done. Anyway, what you guys got to eat? I got some curly fries. Shout out to the curly fries. I know I didn't make them from scratch. I just, it's a frozen bag. I threw it in the air fryer. I couldn't be bothered. Oh, going my shorts yesterday. I made a I did make a excuse me, Pete. I made a I don't know why I got these Christmas nails, but that's all I could find. Um, I made a seafood bake. It was mixed seafood with pasta, and it was creamy. Not like a lobster mac and cheese, but a seafood bake. So if you go on my last playlist, seafood bake, you'll see it right there. I'm sorry for talking too fast because my sister be like, get to the point, get to it. You rambling, just get to it. So let's get to it, guys. I even had my notes. There was so much going on. I had to take notes. So now, you know, I don't know where to start. Let me slow down. So on Friday, I hope you guys can hear my mic. On Friday, if you guys have trouble with my volume or hear me, or if I talk too fast, just put in the comments whatever. Get a better mic or slow down or whatever. I actually got a new camera. I did get a new camera. You can see all the fingerprints on my pictures. Oh, maybe I need to wipe my pictures. I don't know. All right, guys. So let's get into it. On Friday, the last live I did, Diddy, aka Sean Combs, Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, got served in the MDC, in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. He got served with a civil lawsuit. Yes, he did. And I read the whole thing. I pulled the docs. Shout out to Ticket TV. I pulled up the docs, and I think he got it from Diddy Docket, and we went through. It was like 8 pages. I didn't go through the whole 8 pages, but if you go back to the live, I'm not gonna repeat what he did, but it was him and Bentley Farnsworth, right? Bentley Farnsworth are getting charged with $7 million lawsuit for drugs and grape, two minors. Trigger warning, guys. Trigger warning. If this is sensitive, some people by nature, please leave the channel. Okay. So on Friday, he got served in prison, or his attorney. Him and Bentley Farnsworth have 21 days to answer. And they're being sued for $7 million. And I guess it's going to be a trial by jury. I forgot the attorney's name. And that came out of the U.S. Northern District of the state of Georgia. Okay. So that happened on Friday. So then guess what happens on Saturday? Let me share my screen. Allegedly. So on Friday, a neighbor, because Diddy has two houses on Star Island. I don't remember if you remember the rap song that Christian Combs did about the feds were stupid and that they only raided one house and that there were two houses and they went up in the wrong house. So Star Island 1, and then there's a Star Island 2. So they had raided only one house. So according to it was a secret raid. This is exactly why I'm deleting my post about FBI outside both of the Diddy's homes. I'm fully convinced it's all connected. People forgot he bought the house next door on the Star Island mansion from Gloria Estefan in 2021. Okay. Here are the two houses. There are two layers to prove. First, he has to get convicted of count 1 of the indictment, the RICO charge. That means that jury finds him guilty of running a criminal enterprise through his entertainment business. Diddy sunk $35 million to the Miami mansion, but Star Island digs are not. Hold on. Here's the house. Is this the same house or two houses? But he has two houses. So the feds raided one. And allegedly, the feds went back. I don't know why this jumped off like that. The feds went back and raided the second house on Saturday. Let me see if I can show you more. Here we go, right here. FBI is currently at Diddy's Star Island, Miami Beach. This was posted on May 23rd. So here it goes. This is at Lifestyle Miami. There's the feds outside of his second home. And there goes the FBI. So I think what happened, this guy in California filed a civil lawsuit on Friday at the MDC. Look at the timing of this. They filed a lawsuit on Friday. All of a sudden, the next day, I guess the judge Arun or whoever is superseding that case came in and said, okay, we want to go back because they had two minors involved. They said, okay, let's go back and raid the second home. What they're looking for, I don't know. Do you guys remember that song his son did? Christian Combs talking about, the feds are so stupid. They raided the wrong house. And do you remember that? Listen to what he said. I pulled it up.
This bitch knocked them walls down like when them Fetty boys running both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door, cause that's the one they missed.
There it is right there. They ran up in the wrong house because that's the one they missed. So you're basically just telling the feds where to go. Like they didn't find enough in the first house. I don't even know. So Diddy right now is currently renting out his jet to make money. He's still currently worth $400 million. He has $50 million in cash. The $400 million is real estate, artwork, and some other businesses. He gets $2.5 million a year from his masters and $600,000 in royalties. And then we said that he filed with the Department of Justice for federal foreclosure to prevent the federal foreclosure, because if he finds guilty for RICO, I'm going to assume that the feds are going to come after Combs Global. So he stands to have, because I think he used to have like Bad Boy, like he had all his businesses. And then you know how he tries to change his name he always likes attention. He likes to hang out with young people like Young Miami, Meek Mills to stay relevant. And he would always change his name too, to stay relevant. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break down exactly what falls under Combs Global. I heard that Diddy had Cassie's lawsuit for like 6 months. He sat on it for about 6 months. And then when he went to settle with Cassie's lawsuit, so he had it for 6 months. She was like, I'm going to write this book. Give me $30 million. He was like, no. And the lawyer was like, hey, we're about to sue you, but we're going to put you on notice. Here's a letter. We're putting you on notice. He was like, yeah, I'll get back to you. He sat on it for 6 months. And it was the last day of the 1 year look back in the state of New York that came out with Harvey Weinstein, that Cassie was like, okay, let's file it. But now when he filed it, he didn't get a civil attorney for a civil case. He got a criminal attorney for the civil case. And the criminal lawyer must have advised him, hey, listen, there's something in this civil lawsuit that could criminally get you in trouble. And that's why he paid that $20 million in 24 hours. Make sense? So I'm going to just go through. Let's share my screen. I'm going to go through. Okay, here we go. Combs Global is a rebounded name of Sean Diddy Combs' business conglomerate, previously known as Combs Enterprises, announces in February 2023. So he just did this Combs Global 2 years ago. This rebranded marked a strategic shift to reflect Combs' ambition to expand his portfolio of Black-owned brands on a global scale. Combs Global encompasses a diverse range of ventures across music, entertainment, fashion, media, and lifestyle sectors. Notable brands under the umbrella include Bad Boy Entertainment, that's the music, Sean Johns, the clothing, Love Records, his record label, and Empower Global. The company is headquartered in Miami, Florida, is led by a team of experienced executives and industry leaders. However, it's important to note that in September 2024, Sean Combs was arrested and indicted of charges including racketeering, sex trafficking. Federal prosecution alleged that over at least a decade, Combs used his influence and wealth to run sex trafficking operation, coercing and abusing multiple women. Okay, as of now, he's held in a detention center. This is all alleged. He's innocent until proven guilty. Okay, great. Okay, so we know all that. So I have a quick question. Do you think if Jay Z had multiple businesses with Diddy, like I think Jay Z was funding the Billionaires Brunch, I think did they have a few apps together, black owned apps? And I think they had maybe some clothing business together. So in the event if Sean Diddy Combs was found guilty of RICO, do you think they would start investigating Jay Z on financial crimes? Do you think so? What about Diddy's purchase of X? Diddy put $10 million for Elon Musk. On November 2022, Diddy put more than $10 million into Elon Musk's takeover of the platform. That was when he went from Twitter to X. So if Diddy's has businesses with Elon Musk and Diddy has businesses with Jay Z, and this becomes a RICO, do they try to go after them for commingling the funds? I was just curious. I don't know. So, like I said, right now he's currently making $40,000 per flight. He's renting out his jet, which I think if an inmate's in a federal prison, I think he could still profit from his business. Can he or can he? That's interesting. I found that very interesting that if he's in prison and he had a business and it's federal, I mean, I know he's innocent now. If he's found guilty, can his businesses still make money? Or they're trying to take his businesses and give it to the victim. I do hope that one of the victims that gets the money is Kurt Burrows. I went through the whole lawsuit with Kurt Burrows against Janice Smalls, aka Janice Combs, Diddy's mother, that they took the stocks from him, which was 25% in 1990. No, I forgot what year it was. It was after Biggie Smalls died, but it was worth about 150 million, and he was got 25%, so it was like 37 million plus 15% of the profits over the last 30 years. So if he could get about 40 million, if they went to seize his money, and the man is due 40 million, and I think that's why he put that civil lawsuit in place. Like, hey, if he goes for RICO and the feds take the money, let me position up with the lawsuit so I could get a cut. Right? Makes sense. And the sad thing about that was his son's. I went through the whole thing in my last life. That was his son's godfather, and he wound up homeless. He was homeless. It was horrible. Then he promised, yeah, man, he saw him years later, I'll make it right, I'll make it right. Never did. So tomorrow, let me see. I got notes, guys. I got to cross off. I got to check. I have to cross off what we talked about so I don't forget. So tomorrow's supposed to testify. I heard that they have, I have something in my eye. Something is in my eyes. An eyelash. Oh, my hair. Okay. So I heard tomorrow that they're going to have the fire department and the police department to come in and testify after what Kid Cudi said. Kid Cudi said that his house was broken into. He had a police report, and then 2 weeks later, his car blew up, and that he has a fire report from the fire department. So tomorrow, when they testify, it's going to be the police department and the fire department. And I heard they did the fingerprints with the cocktail bomb that I think they said, did they say, don't quote me on this. I think they were saying that the DNA was a female DNA. I'm not really sure. So that is definitely going to be, I'm going to be tuning in tomorrow. I was definitely going to be tuning in tomorrow. This is going to be interesting. So also tomorrow, Capricorn is supposed to testify. Capricorn Clark. Share my screen. Here we go. That's Capricorn Clark right here. She was Diddy's assistant for 11 years. A lot of things seem to be happening from 2011. A lot of the things that's Cassie. So this was in Los Angeles, California on February 6th. Capricorn Cassie, Lauren London, and some other lady, Sarah. I don't know who she is, Sarah Bass. This was a Timbaland Grammy party. So that's her right here, Capricorn. So she's supposed to testify tomorrow. Now, let's see. Let's read what was in the paperwork. Shout out to Ticket TV. It says right here in the paperwork. Let's read it right here. I'm going to read it really slow. For example, in the early morning hours of December 22nd, 2011, because remember it was Christmas. He broke in half, so Christmas is the 25th, so this is the 22nd. Early in the morning, because remember they said Kid Cudi came home and all the Christmas gifts were open. I think there was Chanel pocketbooks. I guess Diddy was trying to look what was Kid Cudi buying for his girlfriend. The defendant, so Diddy, the defendant, and a co-conspirator. I want to know who that co-conspirator is. Do you guys think it was Roger Barnes, allegedly? Kidnapped the individual. So that's going to be Capricorn was kidnapped by individual by gunpoint. They put a bang bang to her head to facilitate breaking into and entering the residence of another individual. That would be Kid Cudi. Multiple witnesses would testify a trial to the events surrounding the kidnapping and the break-in, and later of which is corroborated by the police report. So the police is coming in, plus witnesses saying that Diddy kidnapped his employee and a co-conspirator with a bang bang to the head. Approximately 2 weeks later, the defendant co-conspirator set fire to the individual's vehicle and slicing open the car's convertible top and dropping a Molotov cocktail. So my last live, you go back live, I show you the pictures of the car on fire, his Porsche. Inside the interior, police and fire department reports extensively document the arson and concluded that the fire was intentionally set. So it was no accident, wasn't lightning, wasn't an act of God, that someone went there and burned it. Multiple witnesses also testified to the defendant bragging about destroying the individual's car. What? So they have witnesses that Diddy was bragging like, yeah, I blew up that car. I made people unalive. I pop out Tupac. Or I shot up the club with J-Lo. I'm just going by the court documents, guys. So let's see what Roger Barnes got to say. Because he was running, people always said Vlad TV's like this snitch and people be working for the feds and everybody running their mouth on there always winds up getting in trouble. Let's see what's said over here.
Zip, from those days, he was in Cali a lot. He was in Cali. That was like his second home. Because at that particular time, it was a drug called dust that you had to get, angel dust that you had to get from Cali. So he had a lot of connections with the people out in Cali. And as far as him paying money, I heard that stuff through the grapevine. I heard he ran off. I heard that's how he opened up Von Zips, which is the old Jimmy's. They called the zip code. That was the name of it on 131st.
Yeah.
I heard the same rumors that you heard. And I heard them a little bit more because I'm in the mix. Whether they was true or not, I can't tell you if it was true.
Right. And Eric Von Zip passes away from cancer in 2012, so we'll never really know.
Exactly. Which is a lucky thing for some people.
Yeah, especially Puffy. Yeah.
Especially, yeah.
2011, they're still trying to push Cassie. And she had a few singles here and there. Some of them did a little something, but not like her first song. So then Diddy puts her in the studio with Kid Cudi.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next?
At this particular time, I had left and I was still doing security off and on, and I was taking Cassie to her shows and stuff like that. But from what I'm hearing is that she was having an affair with Kid Cudi.
Okay, so she was in the studio with Kid Cudi, and they started to actually get romantically involved. Now, from what I understand, Cassie had a phone that she would just leave around sometimes,
Mhm.
and Diddy went through her phone.
Yes.
What happens next?
When he went through the phone, he called the number and Kid Cudi picked up. And he was like, what? Yo, I don't know exactly what he said. I know that he went over to his house. And Kid Cudi wasn't there. And he went over to the house. I know at that particular time, after that happened, Cassie wouldn't come around. And then all of a sudden, Cassie came around, and Diddy was upset, and he was upset with a young lady called Capricorn. So Capricorn was his personal assistant. She was the KK. If you ever hear people talk about his assistant now called KK, she was his ride or die. She rode around with him everywhere. And he really got upset with her because she had to know about Kid Cudi because she never went to the studio by herself. She always went with Cassie. And he put hands on Capricorn because of that situation.
Huh.
And Capricorn ended up leaving and suing him for it. And he paid Capricorn $450,000 to keep her mouth shut. And to this day, Capricorn has spoken about it. I even heard Suge Knight speak about it on his podcast because Capricorn was also Suge Knight's baby mother, one of her best friends. So she knew everything that was going on. So I guess his baby mother must have spoke to Suge about it because he had beat Cat. He put hands on Capricorn about that, and he put hands on Cassie about that.
Well, this situation with Kid Cudi was mentioned in the lawsuit as well. So in the lawsuit, she said that Diddy found her phone or found emails between her and Kid Cudi. Diddy became enraged, proceeded to place a manual corkscrew between his fingers and lunged at Cassie. Cassie ran away to stay at Kid Cudi's home to escape. Soon afterwards, one of Diddy's staff members told Cassie that he just needed to talk to Combs, even though he was angry. Feeling she couldn't escape, she returned back to Diddy. Diddy hit her several times and kicked her in the back as she tried to run out the door. She went to her parents' home in Connecticut, where her mother took pictures of the bruises that Diddy left on her.
Okay, I just wanted to cover the part about Capricorn. So he's now testifying on Vlad TV that Capricorn was this, who's going to testify tomorrow at the MDC in Brooklyn in federal court. So she worked with Diddy for 11 years, was his assistant, was Cassie's assistant. They said the problem they had with Cassie is every time someone would try to help him, she would run back and snitch back to Diddy because she was on drugs and it was just a problem. But Capricorn now knew when Diddy found out, I think she knew Cassie was like moved on or was seeing someone else, or I don't know, it was cheating, dating, two-timing. I don't know how you're cheating, they're not married, but he got very jealous. And when he found out Capricorn knew, I heard he put the bang bang to her head, beat her up, got very, very violent, and then she threatened to sue. And so he gave her $450,000. But they kidnapped her and dragged her into Kid Cudi's house, and that's when she called him on the phone and was like, "Don't go home. Diddy's here." And she said, "How do you know?" And she said, "I'm at your house." The whole key was, how did Diddy know where Kid Cudi lived? Did Cassie tell her, or was it Capricorn? But we're gonna find out tomorrow when Capricorn goes on when she goes on the stand too. And she also made she did make a quote about 2011. Boy, that was a busy year. She did make a statement on her, her social media. Let's see if I can find it. She started to speak out. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Let me share. 2011. She's going to testify tomorrow, guys. Black women end up being the sacrifice for the blank. Last 11 years of my life, I had to deal with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. I guess that means everyone's signing an NDA and turning their head to get paid. I pray that ends. I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your head down. Pretend that this isn't cool anymore. That's pretty much what she said. And then I think after Diddy paid her off, I don't know if there was rumors, if it was true or not. Let me see. According to TMZ, no, not TMZ. They were trying to say, hold on, let me stop this for a minute. He started rumor because Diddy's like, I'll destroy you if you leave me. You'll never work with anybody else again. I'm gonna ruin your reputation. You're never gonna have a job. You can never work in the business again. Um, she had stole from that. She was fired. She was fired from Bad Boy. I don't remember any, and this was so long ago. Um, yeah, I don't know if it was a rumor, it was true, but if you look it up online, let me see. It says that industry insiders say Capricorn Clark was also caught stealing from Bad Boy. Another reason why Puffy is said to have sent her packing. She worked for Bad Boy for so many years, yet now she is unemployed. She can't use the company's name. She cannot use Bad Boy's name to get a job reference or a new job. Capricorn Clark committed the carnal sin over Bad Boy Records. She was accused of stealing from Bad Boy Records. She's jealous. Blank, blank, blank. She's finished in the music industry. No one is ever going to mess with her. She's dubbed as a thief. She's a homewrecker. I don't know. It says something here about her being pregnant by Chris Lighty. Allegedly. I'm not getting into that. I don't know. That's why I'm not here. I'm not here for that. But anyway, yeah, she was like, so she was, I just trying to be neutral, was protecting Cassie. He found out, he beat her up, or with the bang bang, and she sued, and they settled, and she got 450,000 in 2011. She said the industry's the devil. I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore. And she's never been able to work in the music. Her name was like tarnished as a thief. I think he lied, called her a thief, and it's a cult. You're ostracized. She's silent. She's ostracized. You're a horrible person. You're not loyal. You can never work for me again. The control. There's so much control. She's gonna testify tomorrow. Also, did you guys realize that Diddy's alias was Frank Black? So the cybersecurity went to court to testify. Said Cassie gave 2 Apple laptops and I think some burner phones. Like any criminal organization always has burner phones. And they went when they got the warrant to search. She got a warrant to go through the computer. They were going through there was 2 logins, one for Frank Black and one for a guest. Of course, Diddy was Frank Black. And it's funny how all his text messages were Frank Black, all his prescription drugs were Frank Black, all his hotels, Frank Black. The feds found on the texts, hey, make a reservation for this room, bring extra wax and candle and lube, and put an extra $1,000 on the tip for the cleaning crew. Guys, it's like a movie. I can't make this up. Nothing about this is funny, but I got a question. I gotta ask you guys a question. If you was running allegedly, like we're just playing now, we're playing with it. If you were running a criminal organization, I want to know what would your alias be. I'm gonna tell you what my alias. I'm gonna tell you what my alias is. You see this picture? I was 007. Everybody knows hip hop, knows back in the day. I was 007 and that was 99. Get Smart in 007. Remember when we used to have the beep is beep, beep, beep? You beep 911-007. People would know with me. It's an emergency called 007. I always wanted to be the female James Bond. I swear to God. And she would be 90, Get Smart, 99. So if I was running a criminal organization, hey, 007, that would be my name. All the drugs, the beepers, the hotel, put in 007's name and everyone would think it's James Bond. Would it really be me? I want to know, what would your name? Put it in the comments, please. Come on, guys. Let's have fun. Don't have me sitting here thinking I'm only talking to myself. Put in the comments if you were going to be running a criminal organization. I want to know what your alias would be. I'm so silly. I'm up here eating. I still got these curly fries. They got cold, but they're good. They're good. I'm going to start a diet. After this, I swear. I was sick. I can't eat. I haven't been cooking. I'm going to start a detox. Okay, so what about the doctors? All these doctors, because Roger Bond said he was picking up prescription med in his name. Everybody on the roster, all his employees would go pick up prescription drugs either in their name and gave it to him or in his name. How much drugs would he couldn't have been taking those drugs. He was rugging people. And why did he have meth in his eye drops? Who walks around with meth? I'd be so scared if I had meth in my eye drops. Or if I accidentally put them in my eyes, I'd go blind. Guys, I wear glasses and I wear contacts. If I put those drops, what was he? He was putting them in people's drinks. He's horrible. Diddy is like Bill Cosby plus R. Kelly equals Diddy. He's like R. Kelly times 2 because you got the rugs and then the minors and then you put them together. You get the dealer. This is crazy. And most criminal organizations, they always have the burner phones. Cassie always have burner phones. Everyone have burner phones. Because they were saying, there was something I meant to say about the burner firms. Oh, like whenever he would get his minions or his goons, because they were trying to say with the evidence with this case, could they ping, let's say Diddy went to Kid Cudi's house to do arson. Arson could be the one, they need 2 predicates to commit RICO without a doubt for 12 jurors. So let's say arson was one of them. So, those geeky IT guys are like, bing, Scotty, beam you up. If you have Diddy's cell phone, if you have allegedly maybe Roger Bond's cell phone, if you have Capricorn Clark's cell phone, you could be like, bing, 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 exact time and location at Kid Cudi's house, where they broke into the house, where they moved the security cameras, when they locked the dog in the closet, where they opened up all the Christmas gifts, and they blew up his Porsche. But if he took a burner phone, there's no signal. They go to CVS, buy a burner phone, do their run, throw it away, throw it out the next day. Think about it. If out of those 3, if one of them had a cell phone, I'm telling you, the IT guy right now is like, ding, 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 ding. I want to know what they found in Star Island today. They raided the house in Star Island. Guys, I live in Miami. I get the news. Them neighbors be out. You can't do it. Them neighbors are there with the camera like, oh, the feds are back. What is going on? What did they find now? It was a secret raid. That's why people are like, I don't see it on CNN. It's not in the New York Times. It's not in the Miami Herald. But it's secret. Shh. No, when you're not supposed to know it's a secret. It's a federal investigation. But the nosy neighbors be out there like, I'm so glad he's gone. There's no more parties at night. I'm so happy. Hold on one second, guys. I'm going to try to look something up really quick. It was this old man. This old white man. I should have saved that. I didn't save it. It was hilarious. He was on Instagram or somewhere. And he was like, Icky Diddy. He was in LA. He was a neighbor. He's like, I'm standing. He had his little camera. It was short. I got to find the video. I'm going to find the video. I'm going to play it. He's like, Icky Diddy. His house in LA can't sell. It's $30 million. It won't sell because everybody who comes in here is Icky Diddy. It's icky. It's icky. People are so crazy. I didn't have any comedy for you today. I usually come with a little comedy skit, but it's Memorial Day weekend. I'm getting ready to go light up my barbecue, guys. I went out to a party last night, and the night before that, I was at shooters, and then tomorrow I'm here and we gotta work and whatever. And I gotta go spend some time with my family and get this barbecue. It's so hot. I gotta get this grill going. One last thing before I go, because I'm about to get up out of here. If something juicy happens between now and I fall asleep, I'm not coming back. I'll save it for tomorrow. I'm not coming back. I love you guys, but I ain't coming back. If you hit my like button, I'll tell you what. If you share this video with one friend, I'll come back. I'll come back tonight. But anyway, I covered everything. I just want to cover one more little juicy topic right here. Okay. Let's talk about Diddy's baby's mother. I know he has so many, but I want to talk about this one right here. Diddy's mistress mama of her new daughter. You know the little baby love, Dana Tran. And she does cybersecurity. Now we know that she's a security specialist. She doesn't own her business, but she does cybersecurity. So we know when he gifted Kim Porter her house, he had cameras in there. He had her phone wiretap. I don't know if he had the phone wiretap with the feds or I don't know. So I wonder if, because she does cybersecurity. I know she was married. They had a baby. I think she divorced or separated. She was a married woman, younger. But was Diddy involving her to do some cybersecurity to spy on what? What was she hired to spy on? You know, Diddy's very calculating. I don't think he's just like, oh, you're going to be with me for nothing. I think he's going to use her for something. Or is she a spy? Is she going to testify? I know her she was in the court crying. Will she testify against him? I guess not, unless the feds can find something criminal on her and then make her turn like everybody else. It's like, hey, either you go on the stand and say what you know, or you go to, that's 5 years in prison. If you don't testify in a federal charge, that's 5 years in prison. She's 28 years old. She's from California. She cleaned out her Instagram. I heard Jay-Z cleared out his social media too. She works in cybersecurity industry. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? It just kind of crossed my mind. And these are all of Diddy's. Shout out to the Diddy docket. These are all of his civil cases. Cassie Ventura versus Combs, Dickinson Neal versus Combs, Liza Gardner versus Combs, Kane versus Combs, Jones versus Combs, McKinney versus Combs, April Lampros versus Combs, Cardinal Smith versus Combs, English versus Combs, Gardner versus Combs, Richard versus Combs, Graves versus Combs, John Doe versus Combs, Cardinal Smith versus Combs, Doe versus Combs, Doe versus Combs, Doe versus Combs, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Farmer versus Combs, Cardo just, Jesus. Oh my God. Do you guys see? Oh my goodness. This cannot all be lies. Oh, this is Busby. See Busby. Oh my God. Do you guys see this? Do you see these lawsuits? New York. There's one in California. Jane Doe. Oh my goodness. Do you see all of these civil lawsuits? And the one in Friday, it's not even here. There's one that just came in Friday for $7 million with Fonzwell Bentley. It's not even here. But I did do the paperwork. Look at all these lawsuits. This is all New York. New York, California, SDNY. Where's SDNY? Where's that? I don't know where that is. New Jersey. This is crazy. These are all open. I don't know if there's any closed. Okay, some of these are closed. He probably settled. These are probably settled right here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he settled the Liza Gardner one? Or did the judge throw it out? I haven't really been on top of this. Well, Cassie Ventura's closed. He settled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. Wow. He settled 13 of his cases. He got the money. He got $400 million. And then he's paying $10 million for his attorneys. This is crazy. But Farnswell Bentley, I know his wife is mad because you got to go lawyer up now. Whether it's true or not, it's on the books and you got to lawyer up. I would be pissed. I'm in the church. I'm married. We have kids. I got to answer yes or no to this. It's not like Jay-Z, throw it out on a technicality. He got Anthony Shapiro to do that. And I'm sure he paid a pretty penny for that. All right, guys, that's pretty much, I hope I got you up to speed so you know what to expect tomorrow. The police department, the fire department, and Capricorn got a bang bang to the head. Big Cuddy is out of here. I want to know about that DNA, if it was a female. I want to know if IT is like bing, bing, bing. Scotty, beam me up on the cell phone, your devices to let me know where you are. Even if you have a car. If Diddy's coming in that high-end Mercedes truck or whatever he drives, that got GPS. That got GPS, guys. Put me on the case. Put me on the case. I'll be like, what car? I would get the neighbor's satellite. Well, I don't know. That's 2011. Can't go to nobody's neighbor's house. I mean, if it was like yesterday, yeah, but no. I gotta go, guys. All right, French cheese fries. Lots of love. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Eat some barbecue. Have some barbecue chicken. Do what you like. I'm 007. I'll be back tomorrow. You know I'm coming back tomorrow because I want to see what Capricorn got to say. Bye, guys. Y'all want to hear a little Safari Spice before we go? Let's end it with a little music. Why not? Ready? Feeling nice. Cooking up on Safari Spice. Jerk chicken. Yes, please. Sizzle, sizzle. Safari Spice. Hi, guys. Go check out my recipe for that seafood bake. It's pretty good. Later, guys. Gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here.